Why won't you ever do another trip with us?
It's pretty windy last night, but I think being on the ground was probably better than Steve's rooftop tent. Oh, on the ground for the win. Oh, my back.
I slept crap. Yep, crap's probably a really good word for it. It was just so windy, hey? Like, there's nothing you can do about that. It's just loud, so loud, and like shaking the whole swag, and all your little zipper handles are all clanging together, and that it like, you try and shut everything and to make it quiet, and then it gets super hot. It was just a hectic night. Very easily, there was gusts of up to like, I reckon close to 35, 40 knots. It was just punishing, hey? So.
Well, that was my worst rooftop tent sleep of the whole trip. And we just got annihilated by wind all night. My tent was like closing from the force of the wind, cyclonic. And then now you wake up and look at it, it's like beautiful. No wind, flat ocean. Almost looks like we should go fishing again. But we're not. We've got to pack up the boat. We've still got to get out of this track too, which was hard to get in on. So might be a little bit of getting bogged on the way out. And I have a flat battery in my car, so my car won't start, so we've got to sort that out. I think I might run out of fuel. It's going to be an interesting day.
Making my coffee as usual, boiling my water. Want to get the instant coffee out, but Cape York humidity and off-roads, it's all stuck in the bottom of the jar. So today, that's my coffee cup. It'll be a little bit strong because there's quite a bit of coffee in the bottom, but I think I need it today. Oh, look, there it is. That's what was stuck in the bottom. That's terrible. Oh, it's so bad.
Has that got milk in it?
Yeah. Yeah, a bit more milk. Steve really wants to try this. It's my Cape York specialty coffee.
Oh, man.
It's gross.
Wow, it's one of the worst things. That's the worst coffee I've ever had.
It's pretty thick, eh?
Oh, you need to water that down about 5 more times.
A little bit more milk on
to
too.
feed the whole crew.
Might wait for yours. Do a nice lattes this morning.
We are. Not one of those.
Provide the milk. I thought that was a great idea until I tasted it.
Hey, you're starting to learn all ideas are good ideas until they're not.
That one was not. That was shit.
Spare pair of undies left around camp.
They're on the floor of my car.
Righto, I think that might be mine.
You've got a pair of undies in my car too.
Do I?
Yeah. Are they yours too?
Yeah, they're mine too.
So how come you've just got a pair of undies in my car and Justin's car?
Well, I want to keep a pair of undies everywhere. Because what about if I need a spare pair at a moment's notice? And I'm not with my car, mate. I stash undies everywhere.
Well, how about we make a rule? Only stash clean undies.
If I'm in that predicament where I need a spare pair of undies real quick, probably anything would be good enough.
Justin and I would just not like dirty undies left in our car.
Fair enough. Now we've clarified this, I will go forward, I'll move forward and be better. Speaking about all the stuff you left around camp, mate.
Yeah.
That was in my car.
Yeah, it was. Look, I wanted to have a chat about this.
Yes.
That's bullshit.
I
put you boys on the fish.
Yeah.
You clean up, and then you punish me.
You didn't land the big fish, mate. So you only got a couple of little tiddlers. You got the fish. Today's almost the day you want the hat. I would almost add to yours now. Yeah. All right, let's pack them and go.
Yeah, we got a bit of work on this boat.
Funny.
Boat pack up's going pretty good. We've got it down to a bit of an art, like all our straps are the right length to fit everywhere. We know where everything goes. We've got little bits of rubber to put in the right place, so we can get it done pretty quickly. And it's a pretty important thing to do especially with the dust. Like if you don't know, outboard motors do not have an air filter in them. So if you drive down a dusty road, you're just filling all your intake and everything full of dust. Then when you start your motor, you're cooking your motor. So super important, cover them up. We use Glad wrap around the cowling. Then we put the motor cover on as well, just to stop any knocks and bumps and whatever. We've got a cover for the console there. We've got a cover for the Minn Kota as well to protect that. Good setup, taken us a fair few years to get it right, but now it works really well.
I don't think the saga's over yet. Two things. Stevie said yesterday that his car is not starting, so we're going to have to sort of jump start his car, and then we still got to get out of the track. And there is one really tight corner. It's actually worse going out, just the way you've got to drive the car to get around the corner. It's actually worse going out. So I suspect Steve might be bending a few more mud guards on the trailer on the opposite side now. He also said that he thinks he might have done a wheel bearing on the trailer. So we're going to have a look at that.
It's not great. That one's not so bad.
So under further inspection, it looks like 4 bearings are pretty average.
I don't think the bearings might be right. They just got a bit too much end float and knocking on the hub. So I reckon we just drive it out, we'll jack it up, and it'll be super quick. We'll just have a look at the grease, nip them all up.
Yeah, okay.
You only want sort of like, it's hard to do, but 10 thou, 15 thou end float, which is sort of like a quarter of that knock.
Yeah,
you know, like,
not even enough to hear a knock.
but you just feel a little knock, you know?
I thought it was 10 to 15 mil.
Anyway, yeah, there you go. That's about what you've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got that all wrong.
Get it out and get on the dirt where it's hard, out of the sand, and we can get Smoko ready.
Yep.
I'll jack it up and adjust all them bearings, and if one of them's really bad, we can throw the spare hub on.
It's good having Justin here. I mean, Mark and I and Baxter are not mechanics. We try and we can fix anything, but we are not mechanics.
I think it's isolated anyway.
Hey Steve, where are your keys?
So Steve's got his keys in his pocket. It's going to make it real difficult to start the car.
I wouldn't expect anything less from the lads, mate, to have a bit of drama on the last day. I think his bearings are alright, they just need to be adjusted, but the flat battery and the lack of fuel is a bit of a worry.
Mate, the Ranger hasn't had any problems. It's all the problems are centralised around Steve.
Yeah.
Right? If you could add up all the time we've wasted because something Steve didn't maintain, man, we'd be days in front of schedule. Right?
I believe it.
It's just what it is. The Ranger over there hasn't had a single problem.
No.
We just need to, I don't know, how do you get sponsorship of someone who just comes and maintains Steve's vehicle? That's what we need.
Spare key in the door.
Steve, you ready?
Ready.
You've got the keys in your pocket?
Yep.
Ready to go.
Sweet, we're all good to go. The only thing we do need to think about is that mudguard.
Oh, try that. Just roll forward.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, going. Yeah, it didn't push as much as we'd hoped, but it pushed a little bit. Worked well though.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's do it. Man, the way to go is full copper's bomb.
So we're not out of the woods yet. We're still got to get out of. Oh, I see that tree. We're still got to get out of Melville here, and I think the biggest obstacle is going to be the water crossing that we got stuck at in Justin's episode a couple of days ago. So if you haven't seen that one on the way out, we came out. It's on Justin's channel, Tripping a Van. And we had a few dramas just getting around the corner, really tight pinch through a water crossing. I think it's going to be worse going back the other way. So we're going to have Mark in front of me in case I need to get pulled forward, and Justin behind me with the winch on the front. He's going to stay there in case we need to winch the trailer across to get it around the tree. So that is going to be an interesting exercise, I think. So we're down here at this little creek, and we've got a few things to think about. It's basically trying to keep the boat and trailer off that inside tree, the last one there. That's the one we got hung up on the other day. I think to do that, I'm going to have to go up on the bank as I come out of there. And on the way in, I'm going to have to keep it as far to the left as possible. So I'm already as far to the right, so I can start getting it across to the left. Yeah, a little bit in it. It's just, we'll just go as far as we can. If it's possible, it will happen. If it's just not a corner we can make, then we're not going to make it. We'll be doing some winching around it. So, see how we go.
We've just left Cape Melville campsite, back out the track to the only sort of decent water crossing on the way, but it's going to be a bit more difficult going out than in, I think, just because of the angles. So where Steve bent his mudguard on the way in, I think it might be harder on the way out. He might bend his other mudguard. So they're just walking it now, and we'll have a look. If it gets real tough, I'll gun behind and I might be able to run my winch out to a tree, through a winch ring and back to the trailer. So if he needs it, I can winch his trailer sideways to get around. Anyway, he's going through, so I'll turn this around so you can have a look. Clean the windscreen for you. He's done well to get this big boat in here without damaging any tyres, I tell you. Holy moly, look at that.
Tree clearing back there.
Jesus, that's a bit sketch.
That would be an understatement. I think you're alright though.
Yeah, all good. Perfect. This is where it's going to get a bit tough.
1 second. Wait a second, mate.
It's going to get very tough getting around this bend here.
Alright, keep going.
I think you'll be alright. I think you'll be alright.
Keep going straight me out there. Yeah, you're okay.
You're around this tree.
That was the easiest.
That worked really well. He missed the back guard by about this far. That's sick.
Yeah, I was like, if I'm going to get this, I'm going to go. Yeah, I think we knew what we were up against, so we just took every bit to the extreme, and it worked.
Steve did pretty well. We knew we had dramas getting in. We were told it was actually harder coming the other way. So we had a bit of a better look at the line. Got his car right to the extreme on each corner. Spotter, handheld radio, just helping guide it, that we didn't do any damage, and we got through first time. So, you know what? I really rate the handheld radio for the spotter. I think it makes everything a lot easier and you avoid confusion. So.
That was probably best case scenario. I wouldn't say it was easier than I thought. I think we just got through. It just worked. We sort of pushed the truck to the limit, and yeah, happy days. So we just came across a dozer on the way out of Melville. We're probably only like, I don't know, an eighth of the way out. So I think that means it's going to be pretty good the rest of the way. We're now just going across a graded truck. Still a little bit lumpy, but hopefully they've made it a little bit easier for the boat. I'm pumped about that. The truck on the way in, especially this section through here, was rough as guts, so. So that dozer's been through, which is really good. It's opened up the truck a bit for us, but it's also created a few things like this where they've broken trees off and it's just sharp spots pointing back towards the way we're going. So I'm just going to try and see what I can do here so that doesn't just stake the tyre. Look at that. That would do a serious number to a tyre. So I reckon if I just do that. That'll be sweet. So that's Cape Melville track done. That took us 2 hours on the nose to get out. The grader going through, he's straightened a lot of the corners out, which with the trailer on makes life a lot easier, but it is still really rough, pretty hard on the gear. So I'm going to jump out now and check some straps and stuff, check how that boat's going before we hit the dirt road and head back towards Cowbow Crossing and then through Laura. Yeah mate, we're just at this like the exit, like the start of the track.
So this is an old tractor that is in bad shape, and we see it every time. It's at the turn off the end of the Starkey River track and where you head towards Lakefield and you turn off to Melville as well, that sort of intersection. And there's a bearing. We do this every time. We've been doing this for the last few years. Every time we go past, there's a bearing in that belt system there, and how perfect is that? Whatever that bearing is inside there is the world's greatest bearing, because this thing is completely rusted. It's nearly gone, and that bearing there is still perfect, perfectly. Steve should pull that bearing out and chuck that in his trailer, find out what they are, because his bearings in his trailer seem to go every year or two when he has to redo them.
So just nip that front strap up. So, well, the front strap is not this ratchet strap. It helps a little bit, but it's mostly this turnbuckle. Pulls the boat down tight and backwards, and then the straps on the back pull it down tight and forwards. So that gets you that triangulation, so the boat doesn't move backwards and forwards, and also holds it down really good. Yeah, a little bit loose, but pretty good. Oh yeah, that's not great. So we've lost this strap here. Don't know where the rest of it is, unfortunately. That sucks.
Looks like we might have lost a strap off the back of the boat.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really.
This definitely won't be the last time we come to Melville, but there's always going to be a bit of collateral dragging a big boat like that in and out. Came out of the Cape Melville National Park, heading over to Lakefield. We'll go through Cowpow Crossing.
Yep.
Maybe stop, maybe not, don't know, and then there'll be a left-hand turn to head down to Laura.
That's it. Get some fuel.
Yep.
Keep moving. Fuel light just came on. We got 65 k's to Laura. My only concern is that I don't know how much distance I get after my fuel light comes on. I just had new fuel tank put in, and yeah, don't know if I've got 10 k's, 20 k's, 50 k's, 100 k's. So I'm a bit low on fuel. I sort of thought it would happen. The track into Melville was a bit slower than we thought. Justin's got 20 litres of fuel there, so we're just going to throw it in and guarantee that I get to Laura. I think I would have made it all right. But I don't know where the limit is. I don't know where I run out of fuel. So light came on, throw it in, save running out. We've played that game before, hey Mark?
Justin, how much range you got?
I'm not real sure, but I'd be alright, I think. How far is Lakeland?
Lakeland's probably
70 k's past Laura.
Yeah, 100 k's from here to Lakeland.
Yeah, I'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon I'd nearly get there with all this in there, but you wouldn't. So we're just going to chuck some fuel in my car and Mark's car. That way we both get through to, well, he gets through to Lakeland, I should get through to Laura. Fuel at Lakeland is a lot cheaper than Laura. 150 litres in that, 100 litres in Mark's nearly or something, and another probably 150 litres in Justin's. So we buy 400 litres of fuel, and we can save 30 cents a litre. We'll do that. Alright, let's do it. We've learnt to cable tie these guys in when they're empty. Norweld do provide, like that's a Norweld jerry can holder and a Norweld jerry can, and they have got a point to put a padlock in or tie them down. A couple of times we haven't done that, and they do bounce out on very rough roads. They don't easily bounce out, but if you hit something real hard, they bounce out. So quick cable tie, done.
Clear as mud. Water here, McLeod River at Curramore Station, side 18. Water's pumping a lot more than I expected it to be this time of the year. They said The fishing here was pretty hard and you don't really get much, but you catch a heap of cherubim. So it sounded like a challenge, I reckon. Put the little cicada popper on into those snags over there, we'll pull something out. This might be the smokiest fire we've ever had for our final chat.
Agreeable winds though, blowing away from us. I'm happy.
We got the campfire veggie bake on, and you told me it's going to be the best veggie bake I've ever eaten.
The best campfire veggie bake you've ever eaten.
I've never had one.
You haven't had
That'll
one?
probably be the best one I've ever had.
Yeah, it's good.
Could be the worst as well though.
We had one the other day when we had the cauliflower and stuff in
True,
it.
yeah.
Wrapped in
That was
alfoil.
sort of, what did you call that, a veggie bake or just a cauliflower wrapped up by two drunk dudes?
Still vegetables. It was still baked.
And baked
Yeah.
on a fire.
No, I reckon it's going to come out good.
Pretty excited. We might cut this chat short early.
We might
Go
have
and
to.
eat dinner. Yeah, the best thing about this 2 hours is they can't talk. You. And they
2
said that.
hours? I didn't sign up for 2.
I told you
Fucking 2
before, let's take our minds back. Yeah, you drove to Cairns, chucked you in the convoy, and we took off, headed north. We went up to Oyala National Park, and we had some fun. What did we do?
We
Well,
went
we
fishing.
got schooled on how to catch barramundi by Justin.
I'm starting to feel like we're getting schooled here, eh?
Oh, that's right. And that was an ongoing theme. No one remembers who caught the fish on day one. Justin, probably. We'll call it early in the chat. You probably caught the most barra on the trip.
I did well this trip, which is good. Normally I'm hit and miss, eh? I can have a shit time.
And this time you just caught a heap of barra and had a shit time with us.
50-50.
And to celebrate that,
Oh yeah.
sort of shot just to get the chat going.
What is that? What is that?
You're on. It's called Gammeldansk.
It's a
And I was over-
Danish for asshole.
Brewed enough.
Yeah, fermented
Fruity.
arsehole, actually.
It's probably the worst thing.
Wait for
to
it.
ever put in your mouth.
Wait for it. Yeah,
It's very.
coming. The end of it.
There it is.
The end
Yeah.
of it. The aftertaste is even worse.
It's pretty average, eh?
Yeah, it's real
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, well, I'm so happy. That was the last of the bottle. So yeah, we went into Oyala, slayed the barra.
Wait, do we want to talk about the first barra? First barra was a
Because-
teabag barra.
Now, this is probably behind the scenes a bit of info, but you probably realised the amount of footage we actually filmed, right? And the good side of all that is I think we got footage of you teabagging a lure over a tree and then hooking up a barra on it. The barra's good size too, mate.
Yeah, and look at where it's bloody hung up.
Just can you go up the hill at all? The fish, you might once you get the fish, maybe let the fish run and try to pull it out from the other side.
Yeah, look at it. No. It's going tighter.
Oh, that's ridiculous! I can't believe he's.
Oh, he's off anyway. Second cast.
Yeah.
Did you land that barra?
No.
No.
But first spot, second cast, teabag barra.
Yeah.
Lost it.
Good barra too.
Well, yeah, good. Then you boys went walking and I'm like, I'm staying here. And I hooked another one that was legal.
I think tonight will be the third time we've had barra,
Yeah.
and I think you've caught all of them.
I'm happy to provide, boys.
It's cheaper for us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well.
So we left Oyala, and this is when it became apparent to you that Steve drives faster than the rest of the convoy.
Steve must be doing like, bloody hell, he must be flying.
Does like the right foot, old Steve-O.
I was
Yeah.
like wearing out my brakes.
That's when, Steve, we had to put some rules in place.
Someone must wait at every corner. We've invented a new convoy
I don't think it's
system.
Etiquette.
Well, it's new to us.
apparently.
For the first time in True North history.
True North record.
Yeah.
I forgot about this. Yeah.
We made some new rules up, eh? And that means whenever you get to a corner or a bend, someone must wait for the next person. And it worked pretty well.
Me and Liam,
You're lost for at least an hour.
we got lost for ages. I sort of think it's pretty good etiquette that you make sure everybody makes the turn before you all take off down the fork.
Yeah.
Justin was going to leave.
I was going to leave.
No, he actually left.
I don't know where the boys are. I know where I'm going. I'm going to head somewhere and have a cold beer. And if they get the note I left them, they can find their way there and we'll have a cold beer together.
I have off to the temple at Portland Roads. They have cold beers and know how to fish. See you Muppets there if you can manage to get unlost. Cheers, the Barra Slayer. we actually don't know if that note is legit or not. He's got some of our beers and food. We'd go real thirsty without him. We'd have no milk for our cereal. No one to cook us dinners. No one to slay barrow for us.
It was pretty funny, the whole thing. But
We were going to go do something else and we had to scrap it because of how lost you got.
because of how lost I got because of you,
I'm not arguing about whose fault it was. I just mean that it changed our whole day. Like
It changed our whole day.
It wasn't just like a, you know, oh, we got a little bit lost and we'll keep doing what we're doing. We're like, well, we can't do that anymore because we ran out of time.
Yep.
And now we're going to go do.
And it was the
finish the day.
first of many changes of plans.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the next day we were going to go to Ups and Down Station, which we did. Went out there, did a mini float on the river, caught your first sooty.
That was good.
Yeah. On the way in, Justin said, he's like, oh, I've just heard they're kind of small and shit. And I'd like to know how your perception of sooties has changed over the trip.
No, well, I'd said that
Especially-
knowing that I was stirring you up because I realised very early on that you boys are just all about the shit talk.
And it worked. I've been
It did
stirred
work.
ever since.
We
I knew they were good fish, and like you sort of referenced them to like mangrove jack. Mango deck. of the salt water.
let's make another rule. The rest of this chat, no one's allowed to talk about a mangrove jack.
Mango deck. Sooty was good. Tick it off.
done.
I had a few goals. You're probably going to ask me this, but I had a few goals. Float the river.
Yep.
And tick off sooty, toga, barra on the Wenlock. Done. And barra at Cape Melville, which we'll get to.
Yep.
But tick.
If that's all you came in with, that's really good.
I have watched the show before, so I had low expectations.
Good.
Yeah.
I like that.
So,
Yeah. Ups and Down Station, we did a mini float, got the first couple of sooties.
did you knock someone off the perch of the greatest ever sooty?
I did.
It's my PB sooty grinder. It's also a True North Adventures world record.
No, it's not.
47 centimetres.
Oh, I had
It is.
47, and that's
Correct, yeah, so it's an equal world record.
It might be equaled.
World record sooty.
0.1 bigger.
True North world record.
47, which equaled me.
Correct.
That was a huge.
47 centimetre sooty. When you caught your sooty, I was like, that's the biggest thing I've ever seen. No one will ever beat it.
Yeah.
And then here I am,
Mate,
climbing to the top of Everest. above you.
We've got this spot on the Archer River, which it just produces giant sooties.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
We'd like to know in the comments, has anyone caught a sooty bigger? Now, I've heard of like impoundment, like stocked sooties getting really big, but like a wild river sooty, yeah?
Yep.
Has anyone ever done bigger than 47? Let us know.
Floated the lagoon in the Arvo, come back to find that Justin had finished our paddle wheel.
Yeah, I got zoned in on it, just watching it. The water dripping past, and the paddles going round, the meat on. I got quite into it.
I hope they caught some fish because I've been sitting here having a shit time, drinking beers, listening to music, watching meat spin over a fire. It's been terrible. So hopefully they had a good afternoon.
So while
Yeah.
you were there just enjoying the wheel and just
Yeah.
serenity, Mark and I went fishing. Well,
Yeah.
sorry, no. I went fishing. Mark just watched me catch fish.
That's better.
He definitely didn't want to be held, that guy, but he was a really good Saratoga. He touched the floor of the boat, that counts.
And then the next day was the first day I had. I was presented with the caught F-all fishing hat, which then was a theme throughout the trip. Whoever caught the least amount of fish on the previous day had to wear the caught F-all hat, and I wore it twice.
Hang on. I've got something for you.
I caught a Saratoga this morning, mate. Oh, I caught it. And I'm the only one to catch a Saratoga today.
I don't think it counts.
I knew this was coming, eh? I knew it was coming. You wore it once. Oh, Justin,
Yes, mate.
just in case it wasn't official, after yesterday's effort, mate, can catch airfall.
I know, it suits me, doesn't it?
Steve wore it twice. We're going on the big boat today, mate. You should put your hat on.
Oh, hey, I forgot about that.
Looks good on you.
Yep.
And a couple of days, we couldn't hand it out to anyone because we all did very well.
Yeah, I
I'm
enjoyed it.
really happy that I was not the one who wore it the most. But Steve also was, you know, as bad as me.
Yeah, it was not like anyone got it on a 0.
I don't think so.
No.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
And there was a day there I caught a stonker in Saratoga. Little Saratoga. Stonker in Saratoga. And then I still got it. That was a stitch up. But anyway, let's talk about that later. You guys have been watching along. This is the last episode of this series. But skip back a few episodes and you'll see we started floating the Wenlock.
We're gonna have a good day and we're gonna catch heaps of fish.
Heaps of fish.
Heaps of fish.
Heaps of fish.
Heaps of fish. Justin was really pumped to get on a tinny and float the Wenlock. Yeah.
Shit, it was a lot harder. Yeah, I didn't realise the effort. Like, yeah, you like
The
you
log jams.
Well, you're like a float. A float. When you think of floating, you kind of think of like relaxing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not relaxing.
There's a lot of log jams.
Stop it, stop it.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
There can be heaps.
Yeah.
And they can be hard
They are
to
hard.
get over. And that was the hardest one I've done.
Yeah, right.
Too.
Far
Yeah.
out.
There were a couple of things. We were trying to cover more Ks. It was a bigger stretch of river.
Yeah.
So and we did it in about the same amount of time as the other stretches.
Yep.
Or as the middle stretch. And then also the amount of log jams we came across.
Yeah.
And not just, we've come across them before where you're like, oh, heaps of log jams is a pain, but you're still floating.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
to actually empty the boats and
Nah.
walk around them a couple of times.
I'm bloody surprised you
And-
said
and
that
up
was
over
the
hills.
that was the first
That was the
time
first
you've
time
ever had
we've
to
ever
do
had
that.
Yeah.
And that takes up a heap of time, burns a heap of energy.
Yeah, so it was a little bit harder.
Yep.
And we also tried to cover a few more Ks so we didn't lose another day.
Yeah. Yep.
But mate, the float was awesome. They always are.
That was really good. Fishing, like the fishing.
The fishing's
So-
mental.
Finish.
Good job, mate.
Sooty.
Barra number 2. Thumb ripped up.
Great.
Number 7 or 8.
You get over sooties.
You almost
Yeah.
get over Saratoga too.
Oh yeah, but the sooty, you just like by the end of it, day 3, and you're like, there's a sooty chasing your lure, and you're like,
away,
you're
yeah.
pulling away, going, get out of it, you dirty sooty.
Yeah.
But at day 1, you're like, take it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Look, give us a couple of highlights. This is a real smoky fire, eh?
Yeah.
It's good.
Give us intermission.
Yeah, I was going to say
Dude.
intermission.
Intermission.
And we're still here, baby. Give us your highlight and your low light of the Wenlock float. It was 3 days.
Highlight, catching the fish, man. Like, we caught so many fish, you lose count. We were trying to like keep a tally of who's going to catch the most fish each day and like who gets the hat. And by midday, you're like, I don't even know how many fish I've caught.
It's impossible.
You know, got my PB toga, and I've never caught a sooty, so I've got my PB sooty, but I got some crackers as well. I'm pretty sure it was like 48.2 or something.
So low light?
Low
Just
light?
having to leave your car.
No, not even. You know what? I think the biggest thing, I was worried about leaving my car in a random spot for 4 days.
Yeah, fair.
I didn't think it would affect me that much, but I'm starting to get worried about my car.
Just because in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, we'll rock up at the end of the float and it'll be up on blocks
bricks.
of timber with no wheels, or it'll be burnt out or
It would have
something.
been great for our channel, really. Like our channel would have just gone like viral.
Low light was probably the sleeping arrangement for me.
Last night was just pass. It was a pass sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fact that if I could take a swag on the float, totally different.
Man, mine's easy. PB toga.
Oh, he's a horse.
Holy moly, in the boat. Oh, he's only just hooked. He's not very heavy. Yes! Holy shit. Wow.
That's a serious toga. So I've done a lot of floats. I've caught a lot of fish. Like, you know, yeah, that's normal. But that big PB toga I caught, that's like
On the duck.
on the duck
Oh,
too.
yes.
That's right.
I just bought the most ridiculous lure I could find at the tackle shop. Unfortunately, I've won that lure.
On the
And
duck.
man, I was hating that duck. That was the
ridiculous
worst
too.
thing ever. You guys both cleaned up, got your fish first. And I'm like, man, I'm going with this thing all day. Ridiculous, right?
It was the greatest fish landing scenario that
And
the most challenges I've ever been part of.
And it was a team effort too.
Oh, have you a low light?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
It still hurts to say it.
Oh, I wonder what it is.
Oh, Justin.
Hang on, sorry.
Just absolutely.
No, I was looking at the things behind you.
Absolutely
on the leaning on the car over there.
One of my fishing rods, like just.
Didn't just break it. Like f***ed it up royally, eh?
If Fish Logica would like to send me a new rod, I would very much appreciate it.
Yeah, and Justin will give him a plug too.
Yeah.
He's going to be plugging someone for this.
Well, give it some context. I didn't do it on purpose.
No. Like I said, basically on purpose.
Oh.
Like you looked over your shoulder and sat on it. That's like.
Yeah. I've never seen a rod snapped into that many pieces.
Justin was getting in the boat, and he missed the seat, and he sat down, and he snapped my rod into like 4 or 5 pieces. Now, that's the most expensive rod I've ever bought in my life, and I loved it with all my heart.
I felt pretty bad, don't worry.
And ready for that other montage of how Steve and Justin's relationship deteriorated.
A bit of an issue going on, you know, Steve and Justin. I don't think they've looked at each other since the Fish Logica rod incident of 2024. So just going to give them a bit of space. They're going to work through it. At some point I'll see them fist bump or shake hands or slap on the bum or maybe a little kiss on the cheek, and I'll know it's good. I can go back in the boat. So I think this is where it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen now. It's where the magic happens. Yeah, mate. Hey?
Man, I was pretty quiet. I wanted to cry.
I had to leave you guys alone.
Yeah, well,
I went back to the camera boat.
So
I said they're either going to punch on, or in a couple of minutes there's going to be fist bumps. There's going to be fist bumps and chest slaps, and it'll be all good.
So to Justin's credit, he's hooked me up with a new rod.
Stevie was doing a bit of a rest in peace memory about his Fish Logica rod. I sort of shared it onto our socials and tagged in Fish Logica, and
Basically got on your hands and knees and grovelled.
Pretty much grovelled, yeah. And I just got a text back saying, we'll sort you blokes out with a new one, mate. Fish Logica, not only do they do epic rods, they sound like they're bloody good blokes. So,
which I'm pumped about.
Yeah.
But still holding this and just hearing it tink in my hands just hurts. It hurts so bad.
Well, let's move on from that.
Your highlight, low light.
I'll say my low light first. My low light was simply one of the times we had to move the boats over, out of the water, and go over a little sand dune.
Yeah.
And the sand was so hot.
That's so hot, eh?
Oh man.
Oh. It looks like the biggest crocodile in the world's come up here.
Just hot. Shoes? How you guys going over there?
I got shoes on. Oh, you got shoes on too.
We got about 10 metres. We all had to jump up. I ran and put my feet in the crocodile infested
Very
waters
precarious
with
position.
a big drop off.
Jumping in the boat was smarter.
It was smarter in hindsight.
Cue Steve's song.
You got the big croc wires when you're hanging by the water.
My highlight was probably the whole thing, but me and Steve have now done, I would say like 4/5, 3/4, 3/4. I'm no mathematician.
Yeah. What about 6/8?
Floated from Frenchman's Track, Wenlock Crossing, all the way down to Stones Crossing. Man, that's pretty cool.
Are you going to float the whole thing, or are you going to...
I think what we're planning on doing, and stay tuned, upcoming seasons, hit that subscribe button, going to the mouth of the Wenlock, put the big boat in, and then punch upstream in the big boat
Stones.
To Stones Crossing. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, day 9. What did we get up to?
Day 9. I haven't been counting the days. And we finished the Wenlock float.
Yeah.
What did we do? I can't remember.
Aircon and the swags. That's what we did.
Oh, the aircon and the swags was golden.
That was...
Slept so good.
Aircon in a swag might be the greatest invention I've ever experienced.
So good.
And we needed it too, because that last night on the Wenlock was like the buggiest, itchiest, shittest Wenlock camp I've ever had. It was hot as everyone. We couldn't swim because it was clearly not
And
a
then we
food
got to
joint.
Stones Crossing, plugged in the aircon, had a few beers, had a great feed,
We did.
and that was
Really
good. We needed
Oh, you know what else we did? Oh, actually, you boys didn't get to do it. Sorry, don't worry about it.
Well,
What'd you-
I
hang
don't
on,
want to
what'd you
hear
do?
about you, Phil and Liam.
that. What'd you do?
What happened?
Oh, might have had a little sneaky ice cream.
Out of those? Oh,
Huh?
you could. What? What do you mean?
Do we want to roll back some quick footage now and just show Mark carrying on about a packet he found on the bank?
Did you supply Phil and Liam, the camera crew, with these?
No, I've got nothing in me freezer.
Any more?
No, I didn't have that.
Really? Because they sound amazing. I've just found out about them. They're perfect for sharing as well. I thought they must have come out of your fridge or something.
No, man.
I'll be like, they're f***ing amazing.
No.
They look great. All right, fine. I rest my case, Your Honour.
Fair point.
I haven't caught up yet.
You ever heard of gate time bites?
Hang on. The bites,
Yeah.
were they in your freezer?
No.
Where'd they come from?
When you guys took off to go get your car, another car come across Stones Crossing while we were at the tinnies unloading. And then they stopped and got out, and I knew who they were. As they left, they stopped and then said, "Oi, you want some of these?"
Oh, way!
You better eat them quick.
Mate, good people.
A freshly frozen bag of gate time ice cream bites.
And how were they?
They were delicious.
I've never had them before, but I'm probably going to call them the best thing I've ever eaten.
They're good, eh?
And
I've never
in
had
all
a bite.
honesty, I said we should save some of these for the boys, and Phil said, "Nah, stuff them." And Phil said, "Nah, stuff them."
I would like to save some for the lads, but by the time I walk up to the car, I think they're probably going to melt.
Anyway, after 4 days on the Wenlock with, pretty basic rations, that was quite delicious.
Hopefully they catch
Oh, where did we get up to? So we left Stones Crossing the next day. And did the Stones Crossing track. I'm going to do this one real quick. Started the track. Water crossing. You blew a tyre. We changed the tyre. Tight, same scenery. You go up and down. It opened up, then it closed up. From there, I don't even know where we went. Where did we go?
From Bramwell,
Yeah.
we went down through Port Stewart, the greatest place on earth.
So we had a hot tip, go out to Port Stewart, Mangrove Jack.
Mango deck.
Whoa, we said we wouldn't do that.
And we got out there was no water, you couldn't launch a boat.
Oh, thoughts. We spoke to a guy. He said it can get like this. Apparently, a little bit back, there might be a area you can access and drive across a bit further, and then launch the boat in there. So I mean, we can't launch here. Don't need to be a rocket scientist to tell you that. So, I suppose the answer is we'll be going back that way.
It was
We went
hot,
for it was hot.
dusty, dry campsite. We're like, what's going on?
We had no idea. We
Yeah.
didn't know where to fish.
Yep.
We found a little water hole. You guys pulled out a few barrel.
Yeah.
Just under, it'd be about 56 or something.
That was
surprising.
ridiculous.
Yeah, really good.
Ridiculous.
Like high tide there would be pretty sick.
Spent
If you
some
could
time
go
there, eh?
explore, put some crab pots in, find a few bends, I reckon you'd get a lot more fish.
On low tide.
We're there for an hour
And it was
got
hot as.
Yep.
We got barra.
Yep.
And we decided that we're just going to get on the road. And we went and stayed at Musgrave.
Can we skip back a little bit? That's my new favourite, Cape York Road. That road from Port Stewart.
The Lily Vale.
Oh man, I just
Station Road.
enjoyed it. Oh man, I saw a crocodile.
Oh, I just saw a croc. Go back.
Oh, true, yeah.
Heaps of different birds on a twitcher.
I'm not a twitcher.
Yeah.
Chased a pig out in the bush. Saw heaps of pigs. Went through a few stations.
And the only downside is we went through about 35 gates.
4.
Yeah, 4.
No, it wasn't 4.
No, it was like 4 or 5.
On roads, but like how good have roads been this whole trip?
Just amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
And then worth mentioning for people who didn't see, we went from Musgrave out to Cape Melville, and that's on Justin's channel.
Channel's called trip in a van.
Yeah. They're pretty small, but they're up and comers, and they've got a bright future in front of them.
We enjoy watching your content. We want you to make it.
Hang on. You said at the start of the trip that you hadn't seen any videos.
I haven't. I thought it'd be good for the chat if I said I watched some.
Anyway, Port Stewart, Musgrave, what's next?
Melville.
Out to Melville.
Yep.
And Melville lived up to its name.
We got out there, we fished the Arvo in the mouth, hooked up on some metery plus.
That's a huge barramundi, righto. Okay. So this is close. This is seriously close to a meter barramundi. This is no joke. This is a fucking serious fish when you get it up here. Oh mate, that fish broke my heart, eh? And I don't want to blame Justin, but I will. Mate, that was your 40-pound leader I had on.
I didn't.
No, not your fault. But I mean, I grabbed it out of your box, I think, when we were on the float.
Yeah.
And tied on 40-pound leader.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about it. Fished it, hooked that fish, and when it busted off, and I was like, that just doesn't seem right. It pulled it down my fucking
40-pound leader. You would have got it.
Correct.
If you would have checked it and put that 90-pound on.
Big fish broke my heart. You guys slayed it on the jacks.
Mango deck. Trevally jacks lost another big fish.
Yep.
I only got 45
That was unbelievable fishing that Arvo.
That's great Arvo. Yeah.
And then and also earlier that Arvo we went up to the like Black Rock Mountain
swimming
hole and felt like humans again. Which
it's
that
pretty
to
amazing
me
up there.
out at Melville, that to me fishing's good, but that is where it's at.
Yeah. It's actually cold water.
Fresh.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You feel good after it.
So anyway, we head up to the headlands and we go barrow fishing.
We went up there.
But
let's just cut to the chase. You caught nothing.
I haven't caught anything today.
I got the biggest fish.
We're going to get a real good feed off that.
Justin got 2. We killed it. We went home. Done.
There's a common theme going on here this trip, right?
Yeah, me killing it.
Yeah, me putting you boys on the spots. Hang on.
You can't just say a general spot.
No,
I put you on Queensland.
I had previously been to Oyala National Park, Cohen Bend Camp 2, if anyone else wants to go there, good spot, and caught fish there. I was like, this is a good spot, we should go there to catch fish.
I'll allow it a little bit.
So that's the second spot.
Yeah, so you put us on 2 spots.
Yeah.
I thank you with all of my heart. Anyway, you were there as well, and you were fishing as hard as us.
Yeah, bloody hell.
And you
so
really struggled.
I would have been happy if we just hooked one big fish. When you're fishing for big fish, we're not there to catch 40, 50, 60. No one can do that. We just wanted to get one big fish in the boat.
Yep.
Justin hooked the real big one, like lifetime fish, dropped it. It's unfortunate and these things happen.
£90 leader rubbed through, like what do you do?
Just mental, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But then after that, man, we got 2 other really good fish.
Really good.
73 and yours was 82.
Yeah.
And I got a 62.
Yeah.
So we got 3 good barra, good salty legal barra off the headlands, all on lures. Yeah, it's a good day.
We also
cod, trevally, snapped a rod.
Oh, I snapped my rod.
I'm going to say it wasn't
good.
That was not good.
The trip home was just amazing. Salt water in your face for like an hour.
We got fairly well pumped coming home.
You got any goggles in this boat, bro? You got a snorkel mask?
We'll put up here, eh?
Real dry?
Nice and dry up here, yeah. You and I were pretty dry though.
I thought I was pretty smart going up the front, and I knew I was going to avoid all the spray, but now today I've woken up, ripped a something, because I can't walk properly. Great trip.
Great trip.
We came out today, it was a long haul, 6.5 hours from Melville down to Curramore Station.
Yep.
Mate, I appreciate you coming along.
No, thanks, mate.
Not much, but a little bit.
It's all right, I expect that.
Anything else, Just? You got any questions you want to add in?
Has it worked out all right having a ring in, or would you wish Baxter was here, or is sort of a bit of both?
We always wish Baxter would be here.
Yeah.
He's a really good mate, comes on the trips, slots in perfectly, like it's how we started the show, right?
Yeah.
you slot in personality-wise really well with Baxter because he's real similar to you. Likes his stuff nice and neat and tidy. He's probably a little bit quieter than Mark, maybe a little bit more sensible than both of us. So it probably took you 4 or 5 days to get used to Mark's humour.
Yeah.
And the both of us, like we feed off each other a lot, and Baxter would be super used to that and he'd feed into that.
Yep.
Took you a few years to getting used to it.
Absolutely. Yep.
But I think once you're in there, mate, it was a great trip.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I got one more question then, leading on to that. Hang on.
Just never take this guy seriously, eh?
No, that's the hardest thing is you don't know when he says something or asks you something, you're like, is he for real or is he bullshitting?
So you would have realised by now that I'm pretty funny, right?
Well, I hadn't got to that point yet.
You also would have realised that behind all that veil of, hilariousness, right? I'm just a genuine, caring, giving, generous guy, right?
Okay.
Okay, cool. So, was this trip and how you perceived us and experienced us on the trip, was it how you expected it to be? One, and why won't you ever do another trip with us?
Well, second question first. I'd do another trip with you for sure.
Oh, whew.
Yeah. If you asked me that on day 2, I probably would have said no. But the hardest part is that you guys' dynamic. It's not what I'm used to. I've been travelling with my family for 8 years, right? Yeah. The first few days you've got to adjust into your format of camping, which means constantly thinking of something funny to say and something to put shit on your other mates.
Yep, perfect,
so that took me a few days.
I was interested to see if it was what you would because you've watched our show.
Yep.
I think you're one of the 6 subscribers.
Number 2.
Was the trip what you expected?
I didn't realise you guys were so unorganised.
Yep.
Which isn't a bad thing. I'm not saying that as a bad thing.
No, but we run with it. We had a plan, and then we had a lot of ideas of, well, if that plan doesn't work, we'll go here instead. We'll go here instead. We played it up a little bit with Justin early days. We were like, oh shit, we can't go there. First couple of days he's driving around. These guys don't even know what
they're getting lost, and I'm like, what's going on?
The lost, we've never done that before. It's the first time I've ever been lost.
You know, when you did get lost, I'm thinking, oh, they're just playing this up just to try and create something.
No.
But then, no, they actually got lost.
Yeah, 100% I was lost.
Yeah. But overall, it was what I expected.
And then also, this trip was probably our most disrupted, because we don't want to tell the people at home because we've got some big plans coming up, but we were thinking about a different float at a different river with a different plan.
And at the 11th hour, it was all sort of canned.
It was like 2 days away from doing that. So that was a big disruptor. We had more days to fill in. The float was longer. It really threw a spanner in the works.
Yeah.
But it worked well. But Mark didn't pack enough. He'd only packed for 2-day float.
You guys run a good show, man, and you got to adapt and overcome, and it's cool.
Even I don't know what's going on.
No.
Surprise, extra day.
See ya.
Nah, mate, appreciate you being here.
No, thanks, eh?
Cheers.
Awesome. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
It's been a good trip.
Really appreciate it.
Anyway, that's it. Wrapped it up.
Nah, seriously, guys, this year we got rid of Baxter and replaced him with Justin. Next year we're getting rid of Mark. So if you've got someone else that wants to come along with me and Justin, let us know. We're open to ideas. The new crew, we're together, and Mark's out.
Anyway, so head over to TNANS. That's True North Adventures. No Steve. New channel I'm starting up. And I'll tell you what, it's really trending. See you there.
Yeah,
please
subscribe, not just to True North Adventures, but to Trip and Van as well. Check out Justin's stuff.
Yep.
And we hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoyed having Justin here. It's been an awesome trip, and hopefully we can repeat it again next year.
I love, a lot of people don't do it, but leave a comment. We read all the comments. And
we actually reply to every comment. There's never been a comment
we haven't replied to. Well, I wouldn't say that because we don't check it, but maybe no, someone replied the first time. They replied once. But the bottom line is